getting my point or not? You want to just book a ticket in the IRCTC, a Tatkal ticket. 11 o'clock, the Tatkal reservation starts here. See, when you're now 10:30 only, we cannot open the form and just book a ticket. Exactly, your click should be done on sharp 11. You're required to check your time. 11 o'clock, click on the button. Then only it will just allow you to book the appropriate ticket. Am I right or not? So that's what the click is a time now. Then the action should be performed. Okay, examples are like click, mouse over, mouse out, key press. Array, lots of events will be there like this. You know, click, all of you know, click na. What is mouse over? Watch. I have some set of icons on my desktop. And I want to know what is what now. I want to know what is what. I don't know anything about .NET here. Here I have a called like a Visual Studio. I want to know something about it. So when I put my mouse on it, it's going to show you Microsoft Visual Studio 2022. Yes or not? When I put a mouse on it, it's showing you Zoom. SQL Server, it shows you. What's it? SQL Server Management Studio, Studio 19 version, the location and all the things that is showing you there now. When is it showing you? Mouse over. That's an event, man. Mouse over. When the message disappears, mouse out or mouse leave. Mouse out or mouse leave. Mouse out, the message is disappeared. Again, appears, disappears. Are you clearer or not? That's what we call as an event. So what is an event? Working with controls means working with properties, methods, and events only. Are you clear? Events are time periods which will tell when an action has to be performed. Events are time periods which will tell when an action has to be performed. For example, click, mouse over, mouse out, okay, or key press, mouse over, mouse out, key press. So many different events will be there, guys. We'll be working up with different events. Command. They are the various events what you'll have. So don't forget, working with controls means working with properties, methods, and events of that control only. Okay now? So what we'll be learning, we will be learning about one control. Suppose button. Then I will tell you what are the properties of the button, what are the methods of the button, what are the events of the button, how to work out with them. So once we complete this, then we'll go to second control, text box. Again, we will learn about all the things, check box, radio button. This is how we'll be learning about every control. Okay, now that's the process. Okay, now tell me one thing. Is there any chance of having common properties, common methods, and common events between the controls? Tell me, come on, what? Is there any chance of having common properties, common methods, common events between the control? Yeah. Every control has a background color. Yeah. Every control has a foreground color. Every control has width. Every control has height now. Every control focus can be set now. You can set a focus in a text box. You can set a focus in a checkbox also. You can set a focus in a list box also. Anywhere focus can be set. Right? Okay. And same way, every control can be having clicked. Every control mouse over can be done on every control now. Mouse out can be done on every control now. So chances of having common properties and methods and events are not. Okay. Say. Listen, the parent class for all the controls is class control, which will contain or which contains all the common properties, methods, and events of all the controls. So read it. The parent class for all controls is class control, which contains all the common properties, methods, and events. Okay, are events associated with control. associated with the controls. The common properties, common methods, and common, inheritance. Now, you already know whatever is common will be defined in the current class. So, for example, coming back, morning I said you this. Text box is a class. It is defined like this: public class text box colon control. Did you understand me? Colon control. So, in this control, what do you have? Common properties, common methods, common events. In this class, what do you have? Specific properties, specific methods, specific events. Some properties will be specific to text box. Some methods will be specific to text box. Some events will be specific to text box. Those you will not find under control. What do you find under control? Common properties. The lot of people in the class here, sound is not coming out. Louder. Common properties, common methods, common events. Okay. So once we learn about the common, we don't require to learn again and again now. What we need to learn is only specific. Okay. So we'll see how to work out with all these things. Yes. You're right. Method is what will happen. Event is when will happen. Did you understand? Method is what will happen. You call a method. What will happen? What will event? When will it happen? When will it happen? Understood me? I want the focus to be set on a text box when I click on a button. See, I want the focus to be set in a text box when I click on a button. Are you clear? What should be done? What should be happen? Setting the focus. When it should happen? Click on the button. Understood? What should happen is method. When it should happen is event. Are you clear? Okay, put that in the mind because events are new to you. I'm focusing a lot on that just to make you understand. Okay, this is what I explained you. Properties, methods, and events. Properties are like width, height, back color, border style, all this. Methods are like focus, clear, all this. Events, click of a button, load of a page, text change of a text box. Every day you're writing your code under an event. Do you know that? Right, till now, not every day. Till now, if you written any code, you're writing under an event. Page, load. Load event, man. Load of a page. When this code should execute? Louder. Load of a page. When the page is loaded. That's an event now. What is an event? Load. Which control? Load. Page load. Which control load? Page load. Suppose I have a button. I have a button. Button name is button 1. Example. Button name is button 1. I want to write a click now. Button 1 underscore click. Button 1 underscore click. Button 1 means your control. Click is the event. Suppose tomorrow you have 3 buttons now. Button names are button 1, button 2, button 3. So now I will write button 1 underscore click, button 2 underscore click, button 3 underscore click. Now clearly you understood now? Button 1 underscore click means for click of button 1. Button 2 click. Click of button 2. Button 3 underscore click. Click of button 3. That's how we relate them. I'll tell you how to do it. Yeah, we'll talk on that clearly. But meanwhile, first, let me explain you how to place an ASP.NET server control on a web form. How to place a ASP.NET server control on a web form. Guys, I want to do one thing. What is it is? I demonstrated how to create a project called First Web App. Let me close this. I'm creating a fresh new project to work with all the controls, to demonstrate about all the controls. Until I completely complete the controls explanation, I'll be just working with the same project. Let me name it as Controls Demo. Remember all the project we recorded choose? .NET Framework. What the name I'm giving is, you know this, you know this. What to select is it? Empty. Next. Web forms. And another important thing I said here. Uncheck all the remaining check boxes here. Be careful. Uncheck all the remaining check. Empty web forms. Click on create. Open the Solution Explorer. I shown you already by default, it comes with 2 folders. They are not important for us now. If you leave also no problem, delete also no problem. But these files are important. I tell you about each and every file. What are the file? Global.asx, packages.config, web.config. We'll talk on all these particular files going forward. Okay. So first right click on the project and a new item. Choose what? Choose the web form. What is the name? Webform1.aspx. By default, you have a name called webform1.aspx. Actually, I want to name it as control creation.aspx. Control creation.aspx. I want to add a button on it. I want to add a button on it. You can do this in 3 ways. You can do this in 3 ways. First, after adding this one, do one thing. Delete the div tag here. Delete the div tag, leave the form tag. Now, what do you do? You can add the button in 3 different ways now. What are the 3 different ways? Option 1, you can do it in design view. You can do it in design view. Concentrate, guys. Put your focus here. Go to design. See, where's your cursor? Showing you, see, form 1. The cursor is under form 1. Now open the box. Go to standard. Standard controls. This is a button. Double click on it. The button is placed on your form. The button is ready, man. Noticed it? And already I shown you. If you go to source, it will write the code for you. Check. Check now. ASP colon button. ID is equals to button 1. Run it is equals to server. Text is equal. Text is caption. Array, text is nothing but the caption. In HTML, we call value. In HTML, we call value. Here we call text. ID, you know, ID is a unique identification for this. Are you clear? Now, this is one way. Second, you can create a button through source also. We can create a button through source also. How, sir? Array, you write the same code now. ASP colon button. ID is equals to button 2. Run it is equals to server. Text is equals to button. You may be having a doubt here. What is the doubt? Sir, can't I use the same ID? Can't I use the same ID? No. Why, sir? Because, listen, internally, it is the instance of your class. What happens, you write code ASP colon button, ID is equals to button 1 like this. But actually, what is this code, This code is internally something like this. Button 1 is equals to new button. Array, control is a class now. So button is a class now. How to consume a class? By creating a instance. But you don't require to write the code for creating an instance. This is how you write. And the Studio will write the remaining code for you. That instance creation code and all Studio will write. Why, sir? I only can write now. I'll tell you. If you write what is the problem, I'll show you practically. Hold on. But this code will be converted like this. Now tell me, can I have 2 instances in a class with the same name? No, nah. You cannot have. So that's a button. Button 2 is equals to new button. What did you do? Created the instances. Now, for every control, you need to set up some properties now. You need to set up some properties now. What is it? First property is the ID. Button 1 dot ID is equals to nothing but the name of your instance only. The name of your instance only. Same way. Button 2 dot ID is equals to button 2. Second, do you want a caption for the button now? Array, you want a caption for the button or not? Button 1 dot text is equals to, what is the caption you're giving? Button. Array, give whatever you want there, man. No problem. I want to click, save, whatever you want. You're going forward, we'll change the text now. And here also. Button 2 dot text is equals to button. Now guys, watch it. This code is easier. This code is easier. Not only that, man, going forward, I want to set a background color now. I want to set a background color. HTML style now, you can set background color is equals to, you can set up the color now. But if I write here, I should write button one dot background color is equals to. Are you clear? Making the developer work easy now. What is it? Are you write? I will generate this code for you. Got my point or not? Run and see. Both will be same only. What's the output? Two buttons are created on the screen now. You have two buttons on the screen now. Sir, this is lengthy. This code is lengthy. But do I have a chance of writing this code? Yes, you have. You have a chance of writing the code. How, sir? How can I write? This is C# code or ASPX code? C# code, na? Then you require to write in the code view. You are required to write in the code view. If you want to try that, that also I can show you. Code view. I said you 3 ways. Design, source, code. Come on, shall I show you code view also? Watch. View code. Button. Button 3 is equals to new button. Okay, now next. Button 3 dot ID is equals to. The ID should be the instance name only. Don't forget this one. The ID should be the instance name. Don't try to give different name. Now, button 3 dot text is equals to. 3 dot text is equals to. What is the text? Button. You change it, guys, no problem. But button is created, but still, when you run, you won't see the button. So why, sir? Array, button is created, but where this button should be shown? Here we did not tell anything now. Why you did not tell? You have written this code inside the form. So you are telling this should be button should be inside the form now. Array, where you written the code here inside the form only now. Then what is the meaning? Button should be in the form now. But here you created the button, but you did not tell where it should be present. You should tell that now. Where it should be inside the form. What is the name of the form? Look. Form1 dot controls dot add button 3. Now you will see the button. Now you will see 3 buttons. See. Now understand which one is easy now for you. ASPX code or CS code. Understood me or not? Which one is easy? ASPX code is easy, but not the CS code. Going forward, the CS code will be lengthy. It will be lengthy, but all the CS code will be written for you. Who writes the code? Visual Studio writes the code. Where will it write, sir? It writes to you under the same class only. It writes to you under the same class only, but within another file of the class. I repeat, it writes in the same class only, but within another file of the class. Can I define a class on multiple files? What we call it? Louder. Tell confidently first. Partial class. Check it out. Your class is a partial class there. Last week I explained you, today you're whispering. What you go and answer in interviews, sir, I don't know. After 2 or 3 months you go to interviews, you don't remember anything at all. Practice, man. Read. Don't do any hard work and you want to get a job. It's not a way. Okay, what is that? Your class is partial. Check it out. On that day when I explained you partial classes, also I said you this concept to you. What is it? Array, when you go to GUI programming, every class is a partial class. One file is for you to write the code and one file is for Studio to write the code. It's a partial class. Means this class is present in another file also. Are you clear? That file is not at all important for us. We don't write any code in it. That file is not at all important. We don't write any code. But still, if you want to see, you can see that. You can see that. How, sir? Open the Solution Explorer. Come on, watch. Expand your file here. See that you'll find 2 files below that. One is, array, that's what you're working. So, next one. That is one. That is the one. On that day I said, you remember designer code in business logic. Designer code means creation of this form now. And that all code is present in it. See, Studio written code is called as designer code. Studio written code is called as designer code. We will never touch this file anytime, because not only here, going forward, we'll come across designer files in different places. But I'm telling you, you should never touch the designer file. Never try to make any modifications in the designer file. So open that, and inside of it, Studio will generate this code. Read this. Generated by a tool. Changes to this file may cause incorrect behavior and will be lost if the code is regenerated. So changes to the file may cause incorrect behavior and will be lost if the code is regenerated. Code is regenerated, all the changes are going to be lost here. Okay. So that's what happens to you in this particular place now. So that's why clearly telling you, don't make any changes. See here also, see. See man, same only, public partial class, controls demo, public partial class, control creation. But inheriting, I said you can inherit in one file. If you inherit in one file, enough, na? Anything you do in one file is enough. Don't need to do in another file. See here, you will be finding up some code already. It creates your form. What is the name? Button 1, button 2. All these initializations are done in the runtime. It will write the rest of the code for you now. See, it declared all the things. It declared you all the things. It declared a variable of type button 1, button 2. The rest of the code will be generated in the runtime. The rest of the code will be generated by the Studio under this particular file. So even though you write ASPX code, finally it will convert into CS. Pure object-oriented code only. It will convert into object-oriented code. But you don't have the pain of writing all the things. You just simply write your ASPX. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. So once again, I'm telling you, you no need to open the designer.cs file anytime. No need to see what is present. But as a developer, if you're interested in going to understand the internals, then go dig over there. Otherwise, that file is unnecessary for us. What we work is only .aspx, .aspx.cs. No need aspx.designer.cs. But did you notice every form has three files here? First one, .aspx. Second one, .aspx.cs. Third one, .aspx.designer.cs. All these things combination is your class. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. So that's how it works. You need to ask Visual Studio here why it writes public again in another file. What happens if it writes? There is no mistake now. Events are not methods. We'll talk on them clearly. If you write public in one place, no need of writing public. If you write any problem, there's no problem now. If you write it, the question itself looks funny. Why did you write public there? Written there. What happened? If I write, no issue now. Okay. Say, it is something new. Okay. But if you write public there, there's no mistake there. It has written you. There also generated your public partial class control creation. What happens if it generates? No issue. If it don't write also, it's public only. Okay. Fine. So, did you understand placing a control? 3 options I shown you. First one, design view. Okay. Read. Again, I'm telling you, don't blindly do something. Read the notes and do it carefully first. Design view. What to do? Open the standard toolbar, go to standard tab, then drag and drop a button. It will write a code like this. Second option, you too can write the code. Are you clear? Every control we place on a web form is an instance of an appropriate control class. So in the above case, button 1 and button 2 are 2 instances of button. I already demonstrated that. Third option, code view. You can also write. How do you write the code? Go to CS file. How do you go? Right click, view code, go to CS file. Here you'll find a method. What is the method? Inside writing this code. Understood? Now run the web form and you will see 3 buttons on the browser. You saw the 3 buttons or not? You will see all the 3 buttons. But one is created through design view, one is created through code view, and one is created through source view. All 3 are ready now. Is it clear? Okay, next. Second, let's now learn how to work with properties of the control. There's the control now is, we'll talk about all the three. First one, how to work with properties of a control. Already said your property means attribute. That defines what? Look of the control. It defines the look of the control. So many properties are there for every control, man. So many properties are there for every control. Okay, all of you watch. Look, I can work with this properties also three ways. I can work with this properties also in three ways. First one, design. Come on. The first button, what I have here, I want to set some properties now. What properties you want to set? Background color, foreground color, border style, font size. I want to set up all the things. Oh, very simple, man. How you know? There are so many properties to a control. But all these properties are listed. All these properties are listed under a property window. Under the property window. What is that, sir? Look at it. Look at me carefully. Select your button, guys. Select the control you want button. And tap F4. Tap your F4. And it opens your window on the right side called as properties. Can you see that? And this will show you all the properties of your control along with the ID. See there, ID is showing you. Text also is showing you. Remaining all, you can change it. There are some values, but you can change it. I want to give a background color for my button now. Okay, use the back color. Just click on the three dots here. A window will open. Choose a color. Choose a color of your choice now. I want to set up some color now. Something, man, whatever you like. Do you know what is WYSIWYG? This is called WYSIWYG. I don't know, man. You don't require to run it now. Directly will show you now. That is how it looks. Now I want to set up a foreground color. So I set a back color. Border color I want to set up. I want to set up a border color. Okay, let's set up a border color. Blue color. Something else. Whatever you like, set up some color. Border style. You can set up different border styles now. I want to give a dotted border. Okay, border width. What is the width of your border? 5 pixels. 5 pixels. Come below 4 color. I want to set up 4 color. Setting up for 4 color. I want to set up the font. Yeah, font. Under font, multiple options will be there again, guys. Expand this. Bold, italic, what is the name of the font? What is the size of the font? I'm setting up the size. Extra large. You want to strike out, you want to underline, all options are available, you see. Okay, now? Check. That's how your button looks. That's how your button looks in the runtime now. Easy or not? And when you do this, studio written off all the code in the source, you go and see. Do you want to do? Come on. Back color is equals to yellow. Border color is equals to blue. Or something. These. Border style is equals to dashed. Border width is equals to 5 pixels. Fore color is equals to red. Font size is equals to extra large. Whatever the system done, I to done the same thing now. Yes or not? Whatever the system has performed, I too done the same thing, but manually I've written the HTML. Can I see this in the design? Yeah, you can see in the design only. The beige color is not looking good. Back color, border color. Is that clear? Okay. So set up all the colors on my own now manually now. Sir, what about the third button? Third button also we can do all these things, but manually you require to write the code. I said you that is only the lengthiest thing for us. That is why we never write code in code view at all. Just to give an idea, I'm showing you that's all, but we never write code in the code view. Just to give an idea, this code will be converted into the CS. Just to tell that only I'm showing you. Come on, come to here. Let me set up all the things. Tell me all the properties you have set. First one, back color. You want to set up a background color. Okay, watch. Button 3 dot. Back color is equals to. Okay, you need to set up a color now. You need to set up a color. And to set up this particular color, what is this back color? Back color is which type? There is a namespace called system drawing. Under that, there is something called as color. We need to call it now. How? Import the namespace, guys. What's the namespace? System dot drawing. Okay, you want to assign a color. Showing you, see? Array, same way you set the background color of your console also, nah. You put blank faces, you've done it already, similar way only. Background color, enum dot. The list of the colors we have selected. Now it is also same way how you do it. Okay. Something I'm setting it as aquamarine. Second, border color. Color dot. Brown. Border style. I'm giving a double line border. Okay, what next? Border width. Five pixels. Next, button 3 dot. What's it? We set their font and sorry, 4 color and font size. Okay, 4 color is equals to color dot button 3 dot font is equals to font dot size is equals to. You require to set up the size. How to set up? Size is which type? See, font unit dot fix X large. This is the headache here. We require to refer to the appropriate types under which they are defined. Color dot, border style dot, font. These are enums. But here we did not do anything like that. Easy, na? But run and see, both will give you same output only. All the three will give you same output. Is that clear? This is how you work with the properties. See, I shown you creating a button in 3 ways. I shown you setting the properties also in 3 ways. But what I'm recommending you is only design or source. I don't recommend you code. Just for 1 day practice, do it so that you will get a clarity about it. That's all. But going forward, we will never work with the source. What will be working is only design and the source, but we will never work with the code. Code you will never work. Okay, because it's a lengthy coding what we are writing. See, for 1 button you have written this code now. Imagine you want to create a registration form that has some 50 controls on it now. How much coding you should write, you imagine now? Are you clear? Lengthy coding you just required to write. So that's why leave it to the studio. Let the studio generate. For every control for you, it is only 1 line in the source. Only 1 line in the source. If you come here only, multiple lines of code. But if you go to source, it is only 1 single line of code per control. 50 controls, 50 lines. But here 50 controls, 500 lines of code will be there. Minimum 10 lines you write for every control. Imagine now 500 lines of code will generate now. It looks heavy. Okay. That is why don't use the code view anytime. but still I say, working with properties. First one, using what you require to do, select your button and hit F4. That opens the property window, and there it will show you the different properties. Change whatever you want, man. Nothing happens. Change whatever you want. Just do the R&D. Whatever property you want to change off. And after you do that, if you go to the source, it will generate the code for you like this. It will generate the code for you like this. I just taken some static input, but you pick a color from there. Whatever color you pick, it will put the color in the appropriate place. Just given an idea for you that. Second option, source view. In source view, I said we can write all this code manually. We can write all the code manually. Third option, code view. In the code view, you're writing all this code manually. You're writing all the code manually if you go to the code view. Okay. Say basically I did not import the namespace. Because I did not import the namespace, if you don't import, this is how you should write. System dot drawing dot and all the things. Is that clear, all of you? Okay. Next, what is the next thing? The next thing, guys, let's try to learn about working with properties are done. Na? Second one, methods here. Methods can be called only in the code. A method means something you need to call. It's not about the look of the control. You need to call the method. Where do you call the method? When I'm writing the logic, I call methods. Or when we go to write logic, I will explain you about method calling. You know how to call method na? Suppose button 3 has a method called focus. Can't you call the method? Button 3 dot focus. That's all. You know method calling here. Nothing to explain about it. I will tell about it. But before that, I want to focus on the events. Before that, I want to focus on the events. Okay. Well, now let's see working with events of a control. Yeah. Already explained you guys. An event is an action that has to be, or I'm sorry, is a time period which tells when an action has to be performed. Okay, so I repeat again, what is it? Event is a time period which tells when an action has to be performed. Action means method. Action means method. See, action has to be performed means method has to be executed. Action performing means method executing only now. So listen, when an action has to be performed means when a method has to be executed. Okay, relate all the things. So an event decides when a method has to be executed. Come on, club all the three things and relate them and read it now. Event will tell when an action has to be performed. This event will tell you when a method has to execute now. Yes or not? What is the difference between console applications and GUI applications? Is in console applications, we write methods. Finally, we go to mail, create the instance and call the methods from there. 2 months we learned that process only. Define methods, call methods, create the instance, call the methods. But now, suppose a developer defined 3 methods in a class. And in the main, he called method 1, method 2, method 3. In the main, he called method 1, method 2, method 3. Now, when we run the code, what will happen here? All these 3 methods will execute one after the other. Am I right or wrong? All these three methods will execute one after the other, one after the other. One by one method will be executed of now. Hope you guys are clear what I'm telling you. One by one method. Now tell me, can the end user change the sequence? Can the end user change the sequence? Guys, if you're not interested, I'll stop the session here. Go home and sleep. Open the mouth and answer. Yeah, you put lazy faces always. Open the mouth first. Tell me, can the end user change the sequence? Why? End user doesn't have any source code with him to change the sequence. Who written this code? Developer written the code. So end user can run the code. That's all. End user cannot change the sequence now. A method is called twice by the developer. Can the end user change this now? I want this method to execute twice. Or I want to execute the method only for once. Nothing here. The end user doesn't have any control now. Whatever developer does, based on the developer actions only, the code will execute on the client system now. End user doesn't have any control on the code. But when we come to GUI programming, it's a beautiful concept. What is that, you know? We define methods, but we don't call them. What is that, sir? We define methods, but we don't call them. What do we do? We bind these methods with the events. We bind the method with the events. Listen, in GUI programming, we define methods, but we don't call them anywhere. We don't call them anywhere. What do we do, sir? We will bind those methods. We will bind those methods with events of controls. Events of controls, so that each method will execute when the event fires. When the event fires. Okay, listen. When will an event fire? Will be based on user interactions. So all of you carefully listen that. What is it? We define the methods, but we never call these methods. We never call the methods. We never call the method anywhere, guys. What we do? We will bind the method with the event, man. We will bind the method with the event. So each method will execute when the event fires. When will an event fire? See, read the last point. Are mouse over. Now tell me, developer defined. Microsoft defined mouse over. When I put the mouse code is executing now. So my controller, developer controller. User control, sorry, end user controller, developer controller. End user, which one is better? Developer control is better, end user control is better. See, Microsoft has given you all the options to you. And if you do something, I will do the rest for you now. You ask me, right click and say new folder, I'll create a folder for you. But if you want to create the same folder in DOS, you're required to know there is a command called as mkdir. And using that command, we just required to create a folder. Am I right? But here, what is Microsoft telling? You tell what you want me to do, I will do for you. Are you getting it? Okay. So here everything is user control, but not developer control. We call this process as event delegation model. What is that? Event delegation model. We are delegating this work to the event. We are delegating the work to the event. And event will take the responsibility of the code getting executed based on user interaction. Based on the user interaction. Understood me or not? Okay. Have you ever watched the Formula 1, Formula 2 races, racing cars? You see that cars will run with very high speed. And because of that speed, what they run, these tires and all will blast in the middle. That's why for every lap, they'll change the car tires. Okay. Have you noticed it? When the lap is completed, the car comes and stops in the designated place now. Immediately a set of people will come. Very fast. They will open the car tires and fix the second one. They do it in a rocket speed. They do in a rocket speed. See, understand, these people are designed to do that work. What is it? When the car comes and stops to you, no questions asked. What's it? Simply open the tires, fix it. Are you clearer or not? Means we are delegating the work to the person now, and one person will be just putting water on the engine. One person will be using coolants on the engines and all. Different people will be working. One person will be taking care of the rider who is sitting in the car. The driver, he'll be just putting some wet cloth on his head and doing some work for us. Each one is delegated with work now. Okay, no questions asked. When the car comes there, do your job. That's it. You have delegated work now. What work? Change the tire. And the person use a coolant on the engine. And the person put some wet cloth on the head of your driver so that it will be normal. It will just come to the normal state. Are you clear? Like this, these appropriate works are delegated. So once the car comes, all will do their work on their requirements. Understood or not? So that is only the event. I'm telling this event, do this. This event, do this. This event, do this. Based on the user interactions, the appropriate event will do appropriate work now automatically. But what will they do? They will call a method. And inside the method, you have the logic. So you're not going to call the methods. See, in GUI programming, we define methods, but we don't call any method. Look at this. Is it a method or not? Tell me, method or not? Did you call it anywhere? You don't call it anywhere. Sir, how this method is executing, sir? This method is bound with the page's load event. Whenever the page loads, that method will execute. Are you getting me? Same way, right now, I have a button here. On the click of this button, I want some logic to execute. Listen carefully. On the click of this button, I want some logic to execute. Something, any logic you want to execute. So what you require to do first, write a method and write all the logic in the method. Listen, write a method and write all the logic in the method. After writing the logic in the method, bind that method with the event. Bind the method with the event. Now run your application. When the event fires, automatically the method will execute. When will the event fire? When the user clicks on the button, event will fire now. And when the event fires, the method will execute. How many times the user can click on the button? One time or n times? 0 times also. User did not click, will not execute. User clicked one time execute. User clicked n time executed. Means how many times it has to execute, whether to execute or not, everything is under the control of user, not under the control of developer. Did you understand the beauty of the GUI programming now? That is what. So how to do all these things, sir? Very simple, man. Every control has multiple events to it. And how can I know the events, sir? You can see the events of the control also in the property window only. In the property window only. How to use F4? What you are seeing now? Properties. Okay. See, guys, all of you, look here. On the top, you'll be having an option. What is that? But beside that, you have another option. See, if you click on that, it will show you events now. You can toggle between these two. Are you clear? This is properties of the control. This is events of the control. What are these two? These two are nothing, man. Actually, these two are arranging them in a categorized and alphabetical order. I selected alphabetical order. See, all the properties are coming in alphabetical sequence now. But this is a categorized view. What's a categorized view? All these properties comes under the category called as appearance of the button now. Are you clear? Array, button, back color, forecolor, font, appearance now. All this will be the behavior of the control now. Okay, like layout, like width, out, ID, like these are categorizations now. These are different categorizations. If you want to see in the categorized, fine. I generally prefer alphabetical. Your choice, man. What you prefer is your choice. I think like if I know the properties, if they are alphabetical, it will be easy for me to pick. That's why I always put in the alphabetical. You are clear with these two? And these two? Properties, events. Now go to the events. There are certain events here. First one, click. When will this event fire? No worries. Come below. It will show you the description for the event. Not only this one here, I forgot to show you. Property also it will show you. Select the background color. For everything, it will show you in the description in the bottom now. You can see what is exactly it refers to. I have a property called as a text tooltip. Generally, when you put some in a time you see, or when you click a mouse on a button, it will show some caption there. That is called tooltip. That is called as tooltip. The tooltip displayed when the mouse is over. When you put the mouse, this tooltip will be coming to you there. So that's what, like this, every property, every event, you can read the description here and understand. Pipes when the button is clicked. Same way, command. Pipes when the button is clicked and an associated command is defined. I tell you, wait, don't bother about it. Load. Page is loaded. When the page is loaded, like this, you have different events now. So I want a method to run in the click event. I want a method to run in the click event. What did I say? Write a method. Suppose you written a method here. Your method name is a test. Your method name is a test. I want to execute that method when the button one is clicked now. Are you getting me or not? So write the method first. Where to write the method? Code view. Array, you write method in code view now. Come here and type that method name here. That's it. Now the test method is bound with the click event now. Whenever you click, a test method will execute. Understood or not? Are you clear? What should I do first? First, I should define a method. Second, come to the properties of the control, go to the events tab and type the method name there. Now see, test method is bound with the click. Whenever you click, this method will call. Did I define this method? Array, did I define this method now? I did not define this method now. See the beauty of Visual Studio. You did not define the method now, but you typed the method name. Correct now? When I press the enter key, it will write the method for you and tell array, the method I am defining, go and write the code now. See the beauty. Are you clearer or not? It defines a method and tells you, come on, you write the code, you click and execute this code. Okay? Just deleting it, guys. Deleting. We'll regenerate again. I hope you guys understood the process. Already we have one method here. What is the method? Page load. And right now, we tried on the method test. But this method is not there. Click on the enter key. And the method, oh, we deleted now. That's why it did not generate. Just a minute. I'll regenerate once. Test. Generated. Clearer? Okay. Well, you decide your method name and type there. You decide your method name and type there. And automatically they will generate you that method for you. Hope I am clear. Okay, there's another way, guys. I don't know what name to give now. I don't know what name to give. You don't know what name to give? Don't worry then. Then directly double click off. Directly double click off. Come on, guys. Directly double click off. That will give you much more better user-friendly name now. See now, button 1 underscore click. For second one, button 2 underscore click. For third one, button 3 underscore click. That is how the naming convention will be. If this naming convention is easy for you to remember, tomorrow you have two buttons here. One is login button, one is reset button. The name of the login button is BTN login. The name of the reset button is BTN reset. So what will be the method names now? PTN login underscore click, PTN reset underscore click. All right, tomorrow when you look into the code, you will clearly understand, this code will execute for login, this code will execute for reset. 10 buttons, 10 names, you can easily recognize. Are you clearer, everyone? Understood? Sir, if I write some code here, will this code execute? Yes, it executes. Actually, I want to display some message on the screen now. I want to display some message on the screen. What do you write? Response.write. We already know now. Response.write and give some message. What do you write? Response.write. And I'm writing here. Button 1 is clicked by the user. Something, man. Button 1 is clicked by the user. Whenever I click on this, I'll get this message now. Actually, whenever I click this code is executing, man. Whenever I click this code is executing, but you don't see a difference. Why? Already the output came there now. You're overwriting the same thing. But whenever I click multiple times this code executes, I want to see that. If that is the case, let us show as a message box. Let us show as a message box. In JavaScript, if you want to show any messages, we use alert function, right? We can write script code also, guys, here. Script by script. You're writing JavaScript code now. Okay, alert. Button 1 is clicked by the user. Button 1 is clicked by the user. Now the alert will come now. Every time this alert will close off. Yes, that is a mouse over event. Rakesh, it's a mouse over event. Wait, mister, wait, I'll tell you. Okay, so now click on this. You got a message now? Come on. Every time you can see now the event is executing now. Earlier also happened here, but the message is overriding. We are not able to see second time also it is coming. That's why put a alert box. Hope you guys are clear. I want to do same for button 2 also, sir. Button 2 is clicked message should come now. Okay, now? So what to do? Same process now. We can do in source also. Now I shown you in design now. We can show in source also. How can we do in source? Come on, go to source and notice the code for button 1 first. You learned that in JavaScript classes already, na? On click is equals to JavaScript function name. Same way, on click is equals to C# method name now. Okay. Now for this, I want another method. What method? Button 2 underscore click. Which method? Is it defined? No, not defined. Not defined now. What is defined? Button 1 click is defined. Button 2 click is not there. See. Okay. Now watch. Look at here. If you want to do it in the source, you have to do. On click is equals to, and here, look, it will show you. There are 2 methods already. Do you want me to bind with any of these methods? No. You don't want. You want a new method now? That is what you require to select. When you select this, see, button to click and go to the source and see. New method is generated. New method is generated. You can see a new method generated. I can generate it through code, design also. I can generate it through source also. Design is easy. Double click. Source means I should know the event correctly. On click is equals to, and you're required to use the first option. Multiple options are shown. What is it? You want me to bind with any existing method? One option. Second option, new method. You select any existing method, bind with off. Otherwise, new method will be generated. Got it? Okay, come on, let's write the code. What code? Same code only now. Let me copy paste, man. So is click. Run and watch. Button 1 is clicked. Button 2 is clicked. Are you clearer or not? Sir, I want for button 3 also. And I want to do this from source. I want to do this from the code, not source, code. From the code. Anyhow, I cannot see that button in the source at all first. I cannot see that button in the source, man. In the design also, I cannot see that button. That can be seen only in the code. So go to code. So shall I do it for button 3 also now? Come on. If you want to do from here, how to do, It is object-oriented programming. How do you call a member? Instance dot. Just a minute. Hanged up. Okay. Guys, have a look. How to do from here. Button 3 dot which event? It's on click, right click, it's event, that's all. Object oriented code. You have to call the member. What is the member name? Click. Plus equal to. Be careful here, not equal to. Plus equals to. When you say plus equals to, immediately it is telling you Press tab to insert. Okay, after press equal, simply say tab key. The method is generated. See, the method is generated again now. And you're asking you, when you generate it, asking you, do you want to rename? Do you want to rename this? I given the name as button 3. You want to rename? Rename it. Are you clear? Okay. Otherwise, simply use the escape key and no need of doing any rename. No need of doing any rename in this particular case here. Are you clearer or not? So if you want to rename, you can just rename it. Otherwise, you can just ignore by using an escape key. The code is generated. And here you see paste it. Oh, sorry. I did not change. It's a button 3. Button 3 is click. Understood all of you? Try this, man, each and everything. 3 things I shown you today. How to create a button 3 ways. How to deal with properties in 3 ways. How to deal with events in 3 ways. Practice it perfectly first. But we will never use code view. What we is only source and design, but not the code view anytime. Hope you guys are clearer. Okay, we will perform it over there. Next class, we'll work with each and every of this part. But first, practice all these things correctly. Let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow. Question, read the notes and practice first. Practice it, man. See the notes. Given in the notes how to do it.